One of my closest friends and I took a 9,000-mile road trip around USA, Mexico, and Canada. This is the third episode of this story, so stick around. Let's get into it. Roll that intro. Hi all, Keith here. Welcome to the video. Before we go much further, make sure you pause the video and click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. If you didn't see the last episode, I'll link it up here. Maybe go back and watch that one and then come back and watch this one. But just a quick recap. In the last episode, we were stopped at the USA-Canada border, coming back in from Canada, and I thought we were in trouble. Also, I told you about our trip to the beautiful but maybe a little stinky Yellowstone National Park. And where I left you was we had just got to a hotel outside of Arches National Park in Utah. Arches is probably one of the best known national parks in Utah. It's been in movies like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Hulk, and Thelma and Louise, to name a few. It's a beautiful park, and I'll pop up some pictures right here. I really enjoyed our trip out there. It was stunning. We did a lot of hiking and driving around the park, and Phil even decided to test out his climbing skills. After Arches, we headed to Canyonlands National Park. It may be a little bit different today, but back in 2003, there wasn't a lot between Arches and Canyonlands National Park. We weren't out of gas, but we were maybe at like half a tank or a little less when we rolled into Canyonlands. We heard that there was like rock art preserved here, so we really wanted to go see that, so this is what we found. It was pretty cool. Canyonlands gave me like the vibe of like a Wild West movie a little bit. It was a very colorful landscape with canyons, mesas, arches, and buttes everywhere. It was beautiful, but by the time we were done, we realized we were a little low on gas. In fact, when we left the park, the gas light was on and I was like freaking out. I thought we were going to be stuck in the Utah desert somewhere. We passed this dirt road that had a sign that said gas this way, and I was like, oh, I don't know, it looks a little sketchy, it's a dirt road, let's just drive up, we'll find something. We didn't find anything the next couple of miles, so we turned around and headed back to that dirt road. And let me tell you, it was like driving out into the middle of nowhere. I mean, there was nothing but like barren desert all around us, and we were driving for I don't know how long. It was probably 5 or 10 minutes, but it felt like forever. But then we did find the gas station, and I was so relieved. I was like, woo! When we got to the gas station, it was straight out of the like 40s and 50s, that old retro style gas station. And all they had was 85 octane. I'm not sure if you know or not, but the minimum octane rating for most vehicles, even back then, was 87 octane. We figured, well, we're in this situation where we have no gas, no options. We're in the middle of the desert. What do we do? So we just went ahead and got the gas. We didn't get like a full tank. We got like maybe a half a tank, and we were thinking, well, like maybe we can make it back to civilization and actually get gas. So that's what we did. We just got like a half a tank of gas, paid by cash because we're in the middle of nowhere and they didn't take credit cards, and headed on out. We were driving over to Capitol Reef National Park, and the car started making this funny like knocking noise in the engine, and I was like, oh, great. We just killed my car. Well, luckily, we ended up finding a regular gas station, put like premium octane in there in hopes that it would like balance it out. And I will say the car did knock for a little bit after that, but it did finally calm down. Anyway, we drove into Capitol Reef, and it was starting to get a little bit dark, so we just like pulled off on a little area in the park, and we thought, well, we'll just sleep here for the night. And this was back in 2003, before your cell phone could be like your guide for weather. So we hadn't really listened to the radio much, and we hadn't stayed at a hotel, so we didn't like have a TV or anything to see or know that there was like weather moving in that night. Well, anyway, it started off like a little frightening with some lightning off in the distance and some rain, and then the lightning just kept getting closer and closer, and the rain got harder and harder, and the wind was blowing, and we're just like two guys alone in our car in the middle of Capitol Reef. It was terrifying. So what we ended up doing was we thought we just have to get out of here. We have to get to safety somewhere. This is scary out here. The rain's going, the wind's blowing. I don't want to be like, missing persons in the middle of the Capitol Reef National Park. So we started driving out, and we went real slow because the rain, like I said, was coming down in sheets. We couldn't see anything hardly. But you could see in the road there was like pebbles and things like that from where the rain had washed stuff into the road, and in certain parts the rain was like making like little rivers through the road. Nothing too deep. I mean, we were going slow, taking our time, but we couldn't really see far in front of the car. So next thing you know, we hear this thun, 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 like all the way down the car. And I was like, oh no, what was it? And we stopped and we looked back, and there was like this giant rock in the middle of the road. So we ended up hitting a rock, which made me super paranoid that I was like, oh great, my car's messed up again. Luckily the next day when the sun was out and I could look under the car a little bit, there wasn't really any damage. There was nothing like leaking out, so woo, dodged a bullet on that one. So anyway, the next day we ended up driving over to Bryce Canyon. And Bryce Canyon is best known for their hoodoos. I'll pop some pictures up here. It's a very unique and beautiful landscape, and I was really amazed with the beauty in this park. We hiked a bit and saw the sights we wanted to see and headed on out of Bryce Canyon. Now, I don't know if you watched the last episode or not, but in 18 years, your memory gets a little fuzzy, right? Remember, I said this was back in 2003. Well, Zion National Park is actually real close to Bryce Canyon, and I know we talked about stopping there, but I feel like since our next stop after Zion was supposed to be Las Vegas, I feel like we just bypassed Zion and drove straight to Las Vegas. Hindsight, I wish we hadn't, because Zion is a beautiful national park. But hey, two guys in their mid-20s with Vegas that close? Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave this story. But make sure you come back next week so you hear the story of the crazy thing we saw on our drive into Vegas. Also, make sure you hang out just a little bit longer for us. There'll be some end cards with some video suggestions, and we'd love it if you'd watch another video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Click the join button down there to find out all the benefits in becoming a member of the channel. If you want a little less commitment but still want to support the channel, you can head over to our Ko-fi page. It's just a way for you to drop us like a virtual tip and keeps the show on the road. Any way you choose to support the channel, we really appreciate it. Alright everyone, we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching. Peace and love.